to Fashion Chat with Alistair and Donna. I'm Donna, and this is Alistair. Sorry.
No problem.
And we're going to go through some of the highlights, as we see it, of the January Vogue, January 2016 Vogue. And right off the bat on the cover are some trends that we've been noticing. The use of black and white with a silver accent.
Yeah, that's a really popular thing, silver. I guess gold's, well, it's never going to go away, but I like the fact that they're working with silver a little bit more.
They're working with silver. And then this is a different take on another trend that you'll see in a lot of the magazines right now, the use of floridly floral romantic material. But this is different. This is Chanel's take on it, which is to use the black, but then to accentuate it with floral appliques or floral pens, floral embroidery, floral print into the actual black fabric. Saw that a lot with the use of, in the Dolce & Gabbana show too, the black with the floral.
Well, the other thing too, it is floral. Coach has got a saddlebag purse, and it's covered in leather flowers. So you're not going to get away from flowers. Some variation this spring.
Flowers are big. But sort of moving away from the flowers are something that never goes away, but is in its own way still elusive, and that's the perfect white shirt. However, each of us might define it. This is a great example of a beautiful shirt. It looks to be linen or a fabric like linen, somewhat sheer, perfect long sleeves, a nice stripe. Open collar, just a beautiful shirt. And you'll see that we've made an attempt at pulling together other white shirts at our Pinterest site, pinterest.com/fashionchat.
There's a lot. We have a lot of them on there at all price points too, because you know some of these shirts, they're very, very expensive, and we've managed to find a couple that a lot of people can afford, but you can still get the look.
Right.
But I think that's a spend your money place. A white shirt's never going to go out of style.
Right. If you have a beautiful white shirt that fits 20 years from now, then it's money well spent.
Yeah, floral handbag.
Maybe not.
I don't think I'd go that route.
The other nice thing that we've noticed is a lot of bright color, a lot of color blocking, we'll call it. This is a great look because it's kind of matchy-matchy, but it doesn't feel like that. The skirt flows very nicely into these great shoes, which have a lot of color, but a nice moderately high blocky heel, and it doesn't feel over much.
No, and there's a tan look that Michael Kors did, where instead of doing the colors, he did the stripes, and he did the shirt, the kind of herringbone shirt, and the shoes and the pocketbook. So, but very much in the neutrals, and that's popular. But it's not been featured in the magazines. You just kind of see a hint of it on a lot of these blogs of neutral colors, and he picked right up on that. So
right,
it's
with
interesting.
The blocks and the blocks of color, and you'll see some of that again on our Pinterest site. And another thing that we did, you'll see in this the use of the black and white. But what's really interesting to us, at least, are that they're featuring more of the flat shoes. And what'd you call them? The flat form?
Oh, flat forms they call them.
A new word for me.
They give you about an inch of height, but they're flat. They're a flat shoe. Kind of like the Birkenstocks and stuff like that. They're a shoe you can walk in. They're a shoe that's going to be comfortable. It's an interesting trend.
And they're showing fancier dresses, suits, all with use of flats. And again, we have some more samples on our Pinterest site that you can look at. And I need to check my little picture here.
That's like every trend in the book.
That is every trend in the book. It's black and white.
Floral.
Some floral. The use of stripes.
Yep.
A moderate heel. I mean, it's a heel, but it's moderate. It's not a 4-inch stiletto. And also, if you look at it really closely, you'll see that it's layering, which I didn't realize when I first looked at it, a dress. It has a sweater vest over a dress with some sort of neck thing layered over it. So
it's a lot of clothes.
It's a lot of clothes that you could go out and buy.
If you live in the South like us, you might want to use it for the winter.
Right.
Because in the summer, in the spring, at 80, 90 degrees.
107. So we're going to end our January Vogue issue review with something completely different, and that's the dramatic florals Or the more
so
romantic
beautiful.
florals, softer colors, the pinks, pale pinks, the yellows, pale blues, pale greens, just very wispy and look very flowing in fabric. Something that with the right proportions and tailoring can look good on somebody in their teens and somebody in their 60s or 70s, depending on the dress.
Yeah, you got to watch it as you get a little older, because you got to be careful of cutesy prints when you get older. They can look like your grandma's house dress. So
we're not advocating wearing grandma's house print dress.
Yeah, you
print
be
dress. Just,
really
house
careful with
dress.
the print, and be really careful not too many ruffles at a certain age, and
Right.
don't be a slave to the fashion. You can trend to it, or better yet, they've got shoes and purses, so you can do a really sleek sheath like you've got on, and then do your florals in the bag or in the shoes.
Or in a scarf.
Yeah, do it that way. You don't have to be a slave to it, which is really important.
Here's another example of the florals, but in a much less wispy way, a more dramatic coloring, much more tailored look, and those are the floral suits, the floral trousers, the floral blazers. You see these in men's suits too, which is a much harder look to pull off than your normal man's suit, I think. And this isn't a look, these floral trouser suits, I don't think that's a look for the faint of heart, because you'll definitely get noticed in them, but they are really pretty.
One of the things they're doing this year, and I like, is when they used to come up with florals for spring, as they said in the Devil Wears Prada, florals for spring, how original. But they used to pair them with like heavy boots, or they would pair them with a heavy belt. They're trying to knock it down a little bit. You see that a lot. Or they put it in a kind of a Western wear setting. This is meant to look very garden party, but they get away from it looking too Downton Abbey, but not putting you in pumps. It's the jewelry that you wear, it's the handbag that you carry. So it's a different way of wearing the floral than you've seen in the last couple of years, and it's a little trickier. You got to kind of think it out a little bit, because if you do go with the heavy belt or you go with the pump, you're going to look dated. No matter how
true.
No matter how new the dress, you're going to look really dated.
So just imagine this dress in the middle, the pink dress, paired with pink pumps, or even a strappy pink sandal. Depending on the sandal, you're going to start to look like you just walked out of a wedding, which maybe you did, but you have to be, and that's great. But if you want it to be kind of a date dress, be a different kind of shoe.
Right, exactly. You're going to go for
maybe
those
even
new athletic shoes that they're showing.
Lower shoe.
They're showing, again, the flats, the embellished flats. Now, that'll make it look newer just because it's not a high heel. Or some of the athletic sandals, they call them that, the athletic sandals, but they're showing them with really beautiful Chanel suits. So it's kind of just something to play around with, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's a different look, and it's different than what we've seen in the past couple of springs. So it's fun.
It is. So thanks for joining us for this issue of Fashion Chat with Alistair and Donna. We'll see you back soon.